Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 2. I wanted to go over a couple of things this week and answer some questions that I received several times from week 1. So, the first thing that I wanted to go over was this little SAM assignment completion. Because all of the SAM work is done on a external site from the school, there's really, if you're not making a discussion post or doing something in Campus Connect, you're not being marked for attendance. So a great way to get that attendance is to just click on this assignment completion when you're done with your work in SAM. And all you have to do is just type in, you can just even type in complete or work is done, whatever you want to type in. But that acts as an activity for the unit, and that will work for attendance as well. It also lets me know that your scores are done and available if they don't automatically transfer over. Now, sometimes there is a slight delay in transferring the scores over from SAM to Campus Connect. So if they don't show up immediately, don't panic. Don't think that you need to try it again or submit the project again or take the quiz again. There's just sometimes a small delay. And sometimes there's a large delay. So if that score doesn't transfer over by the end of the week, I go through and enter any scores that haven't transferred over when I do my weekend grading. That's usually on Monday mornings. So if you want to send me a quick email letting me know that it didn't transfer, that's fine. Otherwise, I go through all those scores at the end of the week. So you don't need to worry that way. All right, this week we have we have a project and then the capstone. So this is the end of our Word learning unit. Because it's a 6-week quarter, it's just 2 weeks on each of the programs. So this week we will finish up our work in Word. You'll have a regular project and then a capstone project as well. So just a couple of things on the project. When you click on it, it's going to take you out to SAM. I've already downloaded the starting files. So there's the instruction sheet. Scroll to the top. That should look familiar from last week. It has your getting started instructions, changing the file name, and then you jump right into the project steps. And I'll kind of take you through a couple of those. And then the other one is the starting file. So this is what it looks like. Now, again, the thing that I really like about the instruction sheet is if you scroll to the very bottom, it shows you what your file is supposed to look like when it's completed. So in this assignment, we're going through creating a letterhead here at the top. You're changing the style of the tables with shading and colors. And I can't remember if that OW was part of it or not. At the bottom there. Looks like you're making a little change to that. So these initials down at the bottom here. I did come across the question quite a few times during week 1. Well, I don't have the right colors or I don't have the right shading. If you're not using Office 2016, you're probably not going to have the right options. So you need to make sure that you're using the right version. It was brought to my attention last week that the Office version in Citrix has not been updated yet. I will try and find out when that will be updated, because that's a good resource for students if they don't have it on their computer. So I will try and find out when that will be updated. So if I find anything out, I will let you know. All right, let's just look at a couple of things on the assignment changes here. I guess we're already on the instruction sheet. Let me scroll up here. Okay, so it's going to have you change the theme to Office. Now, when you change themes, it has it changes colors and different things like that. So my computer's going to be really slow. All right, so okay, so to do that, you would go to the Design tab, Themes, and Office. So that changes, and actually I'm changing it on the instruction sheet. I'm not on the right file to even change it. So you want to go to the assignment file first and then change the theme, but that's how you would access it. All right, then it's going to have you jump in and create the letterhead, and it just gives you different instructions on that. And also, I don't know if it was before this. It wanted you to, oh, it's under number 1. Change the margins to moderate, and so that's under page layout. If you're ever writing a paper or trying to get everything to fit on one page, margins are a great way to kind of make it smaller. A lot of times you'll have a lot of space at the top or at the bottom. So if you go in and change the margins, that's a great way to kind of get more space on your page. So it wants you to change those to moderate. And again, I'm changing them on the assignment sheet. That's not the right way to do it, but I'm just showing you where these things are. Another quick, easy way is over here on the ruler, is if you click and drag, you can make the margins bigger or smaller that way. So that's always a quick and easy change when you're, like I said, when you're trying to get more information on the page. I'm trying to quickly look and see if there's anything that I think you'll have problems to. One thing that it's going to ask you to do is change the text wrapping on the graphic. So let me go up here really quick. So if you ever need to make changes to the picture, if you click on it, you'll notice that it brings up a separate menu. Okay, so these are options specific to just the picture. A lot of times if you want to make any changes or move it around, you need to come in and change this text wrapping. I can't remember what it asks you to change it to. I think it was top and bottom. You can play around with all of these when you're working with pictures. I like to use square. It lets you move things around on the page pretty easy. You can move it anywhere. You can also resize it pretty easily if it's a square text wrapping. Okay, I think for the assignment it has you do up or top and bottom. Yeah, top and bottom is the text wrapping. Okay, and sometimes you'll want the text to go and do these couple of changes I made. So if you change it to top and bottom, you'll see that the text wraps around it differently than it does if it's square. So it just depends on what you need in your document. Okay, so that should be a pretty easy change to make. Let me see if there's any others here that you may have questions on. I think these are pretty basic as far as the project goes. Let me go back over to your capstone. Okay, just really quickly on this capstone project, you click on the link for it. It's going to look very similar to the other projects. Oh, I'll go back there. You're going to have your instruction file. In addition to your starting file, there's a couple of resource files. I did get a couple of questions about student files this week, and if you're just doing assignments in the text, that's great practice, but the only ones you need to submit are the projects that are stated in Campus Connect. So you'll be given every file that you need. You don't have to go out and look for student data files anywhere. So these are files you're going to need for this capstone project. So really quickly, this is the flyer that you're going to be creating. It will give you all the instructions on what to do. So I'm guessing the resource files are probably the pictures that it will have you insert. Okay, so the capstone projects, you'll have a capstone for each of the 3 units that we do, and it basically just is bringing all of the knowledge that you've learned from those 2 units and all the assignments and quizzes and projects. It's bringing it together into one final project to turn in, just to demonstrate that you know the concepts and that you learn the material. So so this is what your document's going to look like to start with. So you're going to be making a lot of changes to get it from here to here. So just read through the instructions. If you have questions, I'm happy to help you. I hope you have a great week. Thanks.